Hey guys, how are you doing? This is Zeb from Atlatl and I hope you're having an awesome day. So today I am at the Wilderness Gathering 2023. If you're not familiar with the Wilderness Gathering, it is the longest running bushcraft event in the United Kingdom, running for over 20 years here in the beautiful county of Wiltshire. We're actually not far from the historic Stonehenge. Now it's been a few years since I've been here, so I'm really excited to be back. If you're not familiar with the Wilderness Gathering and kind of how it runs, it's like a very family friendly gathering with all range of bushcraft skills and outdoor skills, and it's run over like 3.5 days. So you turn up on the Thursday afternoon, get set up, you can camp in your tent, you can do camper vans, you can camp with your car, etc. You've got different layouts in terms of the locations for you to have your accommodation set up, including a small bit of woodland as well. So you do that on a Thursday, then the main event runs all of Friday, Saturday and Sunday, and obviously Sunday where it all wraps up and everyone goes home. And basically the whole event is consisting of demonstrations all day, every single day. There's other activities for you to do. So for example, I'm just near the water sports area right now, so you can do kind of canoeing. There's also a lot of classes, proper classes set up, as well as a lot of kind of stores for you to buy stuff. They've got a bring and buy section, which is a fantastic setup they've got here, so you to offload a lot of your unwanted kit. So yeah, there's a lot of good stuff going on. So in this video, what I want to do is kind of show you a little bit of everything, so you get a kind of flavour for what's going on. So without further ado, hope you enjoyed the video of Wilderness Gathering 2023.
Right, so these are called fletching jigs. So you would put the feather into the clamp and clamp it on, and then you turn it round and you get the next feather.
Are these particular types of feathers?
These are turkey. Primarily because health and safety laws in the UK say we can only sell arrows with feathers that are heated and certified bird flu free, and the only companies that actually produce commercial feathers are in America, and they use turkey. So that's why we have to. When they're complete, they look like this, and then you can, after they're finished, they get bound, and then you cut them into different shapes, but they all start like that, and you just take a pair of scissors and cut them. Or if you don't like that shape, you would use shield shape, so they look like that, but they all start off looking like that.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
So, have you got your snips here? Wait. Yeah, over here. Over like this.
What is this?
This is ash. Ash is a native hardwood, and historically ash was used quite often for making bows, together with other whitewoods like elm, and for best yew was used, but in the late Middle Ages yew was mainly used for war bows, not lighter drawweight hunting bows. The best yew was imported from Italy, from Spain, generally from somewhere where it grows slowly at high altitudes, because that makes a stronger wood. So in the Middle Ages it was quite a finite, limited resource, and on the lower drawweight hunting bows it is not necessary to use it. So you're using other native woods which are much more readily available and easier to work.
So for those watching, I'd like to introduce you to Roger Harrington, who I've known personally for many years. Roger, I appreciate you taking a moment out to do this quick video clip.
It's all right, mate.
So for those who may not be familiar, do you want to briefly talk about a little bit about your background and the genesis of the Wilderness Gathering?
Okay, yeah, the Wilderness Gathering came off the back of when I first started doing courses as Bison Bushcraft many years ago, teaching bushcraft and wilderness living skills and survival to various clients and things. And back then there were quite a few of us doing the same sort of thing. We never really spoke to each other, and I just thought it'd be great to get everyone together and have a bit of a skill share. So the actual very first gathering was called the Wilderness Skills Gathering, and then it's just gradually over the years morphed into what we have now, which is a family event where just everyone just comes along and shares skills and knowledge, and on the back of that people are all chums, they're all friends with each other now. It's great. It's just such a lovely thing. I'm so proud of it because people are happy, and you know, I think happy people enjoy themselves, and it makes for good business and good life.
So what's your hope for a weekend when people attend? So once they leave on a Sunday, what are your hopes that they take away with?
Happiness, smiles. It's all we aim for. We just keep every success in life comes on the back of people being happy. That's what we want.
And coming just briefly to the event itself, so would I be right in saying that you've worked hard over the years to bring an event where you have a plethora of stalls, demonstrations, classes, workshops?
Oh, wow, it has changed so much over 21 years now. And the very first one was about 300 guys in this field, mostly guys, and it was just a completely different atmosphere. And we changed the dates to make it more available for people to come in the summer holidays. And with the families coming along, I think more than 50% of the people here now are family orientated. Nearly all the activities are family orientated. We've got skills-based workshops based at, in the old terms, both primary and secondary school age groups, and it's just so much fun for all the family, and it just brings bushcraft out to the masses in a sort of an accessible way.
And lastly, for those that are watching that have not been to the Wilderness Gathering before, or maybe now considering it, what would you say to them to kind of convince them to come to the Wilderness Gathering?
Turn up, you'll never have so much fun, and your kids will enjoy it no end.
Roger, really do appreciate you taking time once again and for having me down here to film the event.
My pleasure.
As it was happening, I was texting you. I was standing there and I was just like, yeah, the Jane. How many times? Why the hell out of me?
Like pickling?
Essentially, we're using tree tannins. Tannins, essentially, preserve it, turn it to leather.
Yeah.
They nearly always say Californians. And they always say good morning, and because it's right by the sea wall,
it's a very low seawall, quick step over, you've got a shingle bar, bank, right, and you can have a dip first thing in the morning. It's lovely. Yeah.
We've not tried any of that, like, that sort of
No,
wild.
but what is really nice is that the front seat swings round, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then you've got some catering facilities. And then, you know, with 1, 2, 3, and you've got a bed.
You sort of offer that up.
Is that if we were to get
The seat looks nice, and as you say, you won't damage the actual blade material by trying to get in there with a little polishing Dremel or something like that.
Yeah,
So,
and obviously you've got the canopy.
Bushcraft, really. And you decide whether you want to go carbon fibre.
And this will
That sort of detracts from the or the wood. Sort of natural.
Even higher than that.
So I've just bumped into Rob Evans, a knife maker from Wales. Rob, how you doing, buddy?
Not too bad at all, thank you, Zed. Pretty good, great.
So Rob, I've been eyeing up your beautiful knives here. So for those who are not familiar with you as a maker, do you want to talk a little bit about your background as a knife maker and what knives you got on display today at the Woodlands Gathering?
Right, well I started making knives 2004, I think I made my first knife, and it was because I was basically buying so many knives. And I had a friend who was an engineer, and he said, here's a piece of tool steel, make your own, you're spending a fortune. So I was doing it as a hobby and selling one or two for years and years. And there was an old forum called British Blades, and I used to sell quite a lot on there. I got reasonably well known in the UK, and when COVID hit 3 years ago, I thought to myself, well, I can't go to work because I used to be a carpet fitter doing domestic work, so I couldn't go to work. I thought, right, I went back in the shed. Not that I'd stopped making knives, but I wasn't making that many. So I went back in the shed, started making knives again. I started a YouTube channel, Rob Evans, that's me, I got a YouTube channel. And I basically went from there. And 3 years later, I'm full-time knife maker now, and I'm doing okay, doing pretty well. So I've got a bit of a fan base, which is lovely, and usually when somebody buys a knife, they usually come back for another one, which is something I'm very pleased about. Do you want me to show you what models I do? Right, well I currently do 4 models. I do the Bush tool, I do the Mors Kochanski tribute knife Mark 1. I've started doing a tribute knife, which is that one, Mark 2. and that's the special one because it's got an upgraded handle and an upgraded sheath. If you come over here, that's the regular one, and that comes with a Kydex neck sheath. This model here I call the FTP, full tang Poco. I've been making them for about 4 or 5 years, those for a few months. The bush tools I've been making for many years. It's my interpretation of the Garcia Skookum bush tool, but my handles are slightly larger and my grinds are steeper with less of a pointy tip. And yes, I've been making them, must be about 15 years. The Tribute Knife Mark 1, about 3 years, and they've been very popular. But I thought to myself, I needed to change it a bit. So I mixed the Mark 1 with the FTP and I came up with a Mark 2. Bear with me. So this is the Mark 2 Tribute Knife. I put the bolts there for maximum strength. It's got a protruding tang if you need a batten it. And the main difference between the Mark 1 and the Mark 2, the Mark 2 is more of a carving knife. It's got that same continuous curve, but it's got quite a big clip on it. And these are excellent carving knives, which will still do the job of a regular bushcraft knife if you need a batten or anything. Very strong, and my grinds are slightly steeper than most people's, and they are very resilient and they do stay sharp a long time.
Because I think one thing to wrap up on is you've got a lot of experience, right, over the years with the outdoors, carving, etc., being out in the field. So would you say a lot of that is kind of driven into the reason why you make the knives the way they are?
Oh, 100%. I make a knife that suits my needs, and I'd say I'm a regular sort of middle-aged guy who does his bushcrafting. I've been in various places around the world. I would say my knives are probably more suited to the north, Britain, north temperate and above, because of the Scandi grind. It is excellent for carving wood. They're not very good for cutting potatoes or carrots because they'll fly away. But for carving wood, they are spot on, and they are strong, and they do the job.
So it's a carrot potato knife and it works?
A carrot and potato knife, in my opinion, is a folder. I'm a great believer in one tool does not do it all.
Sorry, dude. I was just going to say this. So, if people want to find out more about your knives and the work that you're doing, where's the best place to check you out?
Right, you can check me out on Instagram. You can check me out on YouTube, and I've got a Facebook page. If you have a look down there, Zed.
That's perfect. Really appreciate you letting me have a look around and document you in video. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for your time and considering showing me. Thank you. Appreciate it, Zed.
So a very cool feature they actually have at the Wilderness Gathering is called the Bring Them By Sale, and it's literally that, and what it's designed to do is you bring all your unwanted gear, outdoors equipment, whatever it is, big or small, and they run it inside the covered area over here. We'll have a look at that in a moment. And basically that runs on the main day, the Friday, the Saturday, and basically what that entails is, like I said, you bring all your gear in, but the way they do it is actually really cool. Is you've got to go in, you've got to fill in your form, put your labels on, state how much you want to sell it for, but they don't take any commission whatsoever. You get all the money, 100%. So it's a fantastic way of offloading a lot of gear that you don't need, and obviously getting money for it. And obviously whatever's not sold, you just take back. But it's a really, really cool feature. I picked up 3 or 4 kind of small bargains just earlier on before filming this particular segment. And yeah, if you're coming over the period of the whole event, there's people who are dropping stuff off non-stop. So it's one of those places you come back to every so often to check for more bargains. But yeah, it's quite busy at the moment, but let's just have a quick look at the kind of stuff that is available here to buy at the Bring Them By sale.
When we were over there, it was like 2.4.
What do you use it for? For kindling and stuff like that?
All
or are you
sorts.
chopping stuff back on riverbanks?
Yeah, so teach people how to use axes, how to look after axes.
Yeah.
Do
Chrome's my husband, so yeah.
Basically do what you did earlier. Break it.
Silver or red? Silver or red?
That's how you use it.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Just in case the rain comes down. He's done.
There will be squirrel trail. Squirrel trail.
So I'm just at Willslock Forge. Would you like to introduce yourself for those who are watching may not be familiar with you and the work that you do?
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm a self-taught bladesmith from Staffordshire of Willslock Forge. I mainly specialise in hand-forged folding knives, UK legal folders, so slip joints and friction folders, but I also do fixed blades that are archaeologically based, so like based on Anglo-Saxon period or Viking Age archaeological finds, like pukos and seaxes and that kind of thing. I make a few of the bits and bobs, but mainly folding knives. We're here this weekend at the Wilderness Gathering, and so far it's been fantastic, apart from the rain. It's been a bit wet.
Would you like to just show just a couple of examples in terms of recreation pieces that you've done?
Okay, so we've got, for example, historically accurate folding knives. So this is pretty similar to what a Viking Age folding knife would have looked like, based on some examples from Repton and Birka. So you've got a laminated raw tine and steel blade. It's like a sandwich, so you've got the carbon steel in the centre and the raw tine on either side. The blade's then etched to show the patterns, and the handle itself is one piece of raw tine that's been forged out into a bar, tapered in the centre and then folded over. Then you pop your pivot pin through and you have a really nice little compact UK legal folder. So they'd often wear that with a ring around their neck, so they'd wear it almost as an amulet, and then you could take it off, use it and put it away, because obviously they didn't have pockets back then. Then you've also got, say, antler style folders. So a deer antler tine, again raw tine laminated blade, so that slots nicely into there, and you have a very convenient compact little folder. And then also make some hybrid kind of modern styles that are inspired by those kind of designs, but a bit more of a modern touch. So here you've got 120 layer Damascus with 15N20 and 1084 steel, and then you've got witch elm burl liners, witch elm burl scales, and stainless steel liners and pins. So that's a bit of a hybrid between the old styles and the new styles.
And do you typically just make them and sell what you make, or do you do commissions, or do you do both?
I do commissions. My books are closed at the moment, but I tend to do lots of commissions if people want a certain type of wood or a certain style of blade, or some bigger pieces like seaxes or axes and that kind of thing. I have a website, willslockforge.com, so I sell a lot of things through the website. And then I do shows, so I do the Bushcraft show, Wilderness Gathering, Stalking show, Sharp show, and the Derby Woodland Festival. So you can find me at any of those events.
Perfect. Appreciate you taking the time to do this video.
No worries.
Happy to roll them out if you want to see the size of those ones.
Hey, a pleasure to meet.
Hello, thank you very much.
Yeah, so for those not familiar with you, I'd like to talk a little bit about yourself and what we're looking at today.
Yeah, my name's Fudge. I'm based down near Guildford in Surrey, and I'm trying to promote environmentally friendly boats, in this case canoes. They're all designed and built around sweet chestnut. I'm using that purely because there's an excessive amount of old coppices which are overgrown. There's not a lot you can do with the wood because they're traditionally used for posts. It's actually a very good boat building wood, but it's not used in this country. I do courses. You build a clinker, which is that type of construction boat, over a 10-day period. I do it as a kit. I can sell it as a kit if you want, in which case good luck if you want to build it on your own, or you can come on the course and I'll teach you all the tricks on how to do it. They're lightweight, they're generally lighter than the plastic boats. I can put my 18-foot one on the roof of my car on my own. And they're long-lasting, they're robust, they're easy to repair, and because you build it yourself, you know how to fix it. So it should last your whole life.
same side.
There's a heater from the back. You can heat it from one side. You get more heat from the bottom than the top. It's more like.
Go ahead, talk.
I was literally over the tools after I go nearly 2 years old.
Yeah.
I got the tools and put them in thing.
A Mondin time, which you think.
No worries, you've got his number, haven't you? So if you get weird, if they don't work.
Right. That's looking much better on the tip.
Get your red pen out.
Pen of doom. So if you just work that a little bit, Dwayne. So we were just in this knuckle here, weren't we, last time?
Yeah.
And a little bit on the tip, maybe?
Yeah.
So these are a bit wide still, these tips, so we can bring them in just a touch.
Okay.
And then there's still this stiff section in here, which I think we can tackle now. So if you just give us some slack, Wayne.
So where's the smoke?
So that's pine chips. So anything that bears fruit or nuts, because the smoke's going to permeate into the fish or the meat that you want. So you can do meat and everything as well.
So have you got holes in the box of it, have you know?
Just to put that on, so I'm just waiting for the flames to stop. And when it starts smoking, then we can...
And then you'll put that in, right?
And this is just a vegetable smoke that we found, a vegetable steamer, just for demonstrations, because it's easier than having fires on the ground. And
These look like those bricks that come.
Branch there, stop that high.
Absolutely.
She's life limiting, I don't remember now. She's got a life limiting condition. Let's do it. I go with the branch, with a TA. But she doesn't want me to do it with a TA. And she's on the branch. You've got 1 minute.
I know.
Fortunately, I was there and I caught her. The TA was about this. I said, Maddie, you don't do that again, mate. That's not good. In fact, we've got a TA behind you, but on the floor. You flattened there as well? Yeah. And she'll understand.
A lot of my TAs think it's a coffee break for to double session for this. They can get a bit of a shock.
Yeah.
You lads? Is it all through, is it?
No, not me.
You know?
Do the same. I'm not going to do this very well. But you can try not to cut your knuckle. But if you pressure flake off, you can just make serrations and make a saw that you can sort of resharpen. It's really basic, that. It's really rough serrations, aren't they? But you can get through things with that, and you can keep just resharpening it. So if you had a really nice hand axe that you were using for your main business, when you've got a silly job like I need to get through an antler or something like that, I think I would just do something like that, really.
Yeah.
And then a lot of the time it's a bit like firewood. No one would chop firewood. No one's going to saw firewood up with a stone because it's impossible. It's not impossible, but it's
not usual.
Yeah, it's silly. You put your firewood on long. You break it in half with a fire, and you keep half and everything until you. And bones, you probably do the same. Big bones and things. You probably scorch them really badly and try and just snap them in the right place and things. Because we're very used to sawing everything across, aren't we? And then we in our woods where we teach, we have a load of logs on the side where everyone sits on, and they're obviously all logs are cross-cut, aren't they? But you'd never see that in the Stone Age. No one's going to saw through a log like that just to sit on it. It's crazy. And it's we use cross-cut everything all over the place, don't we? But I think people will be snapping stuff off, burning it off, and generally, when you say you cut a little sapling down to make a bow, it might be this. But the saw cuts, it looks like when you've done it, it looks like a beaver's been there, because you basically have to chip away this way and that way and that way, and it's like it goes pointy. I did cut myself. There's none of this straight cutting, is there?
Yeah.
You would never see that. And I often wonder how things would look if we didn't do that, because everywhere we look, everything's nice and neatly cut across, isn't it?
The people.
Watch those kids eat.
Just checking.
Twice a week, but it's free only. Okay. So yeah, you have to be trying with the exact lorries and containers. Well, yeah. No, I used to go over a bit. My friend stays at, I don't know if I can pronounce it, Falkenberg, near Bruges. And which are all Bruges in there, but yeah, and his claim to fame is his town has the highest toboggan run in the Netherlands. Yeah. 60 metres. You go there and you go up this. Yeah, he's like the big hill. I'm like, where's the hill? Yeah. I'm from the North West Highlands. I'm used to mountains, you know. Like, where's the hill? And you go up, and I didn't have the heart to tell him. In Scotland, it's like a chill.
Yeah. So tomorrow I'm doing an introduction to spoon carving. I was going to do the owl, but I did the owl last year. So we're going to go back to the spoons. And I'll bring these along and we can have a go with them tomorrow.
Same stuff. At one end of that cord is smooth, because that's where they do the twist to start the plait. At the other end of that cord, we have to put something to stop it all coming undone. What is at the end of that stinging nettle cord to stop it coming undone? It's a what? A knot. That knot that is on the end of there, does it look anything like this? I mean, you need to watch this because this is high-tech stuff. Does it look anything like that? Does that look anything like that? It's the same knot, isn't it? It's just adapted for different uses. So even the experts of the primitive living and all the rest of it are relying on very, very simple knots to achieve their task. A friend of mine over at the International Guild of Knot Tyers, is that right, Richard?
That's right.
I mean, expert. Your portfolio of knots, how many?
I don't know, 100 off the top of my head, 3,000 if I've got the books.
So 100 off the top of his head. I mean, that's 99 more than I know. Yeah? And probably 99 more than I ever use. Natural ropes and cord are created by twisting and weaving things together. So that it means that they are under a certain amount of force and tension.
So they have a really nice food quarter, so I'll do a quick pan around of some of the options you have here. They have vegetarian, meat options, etc. And some really, really good food. I've pretty much tasted most of the non-meat options, and honestly every single one has been absolutely lush. So do a quick pan around of the food area.
Right, put your finger on there and then it won't blow away. And money.
Yeah, money.
Card.
Yes, please.
Right, go on then. So is that about...
Lovely little. So how much more on the gate are you today?
Just 2 hours.
2 hours.
And do you want some bread? So all the cakes are covered up because of the wasps.
Oh, right.
We like the wasps, we think they're cute.
And your business name is what, sorry?
Linda's Loaf.
Linda's Loaf. And you bake these cakes yourself then?
Yeah, I bake all the cakes. I'm based in Chewton Mendip.
Lovely. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for letting me film around, Linda. Thank you.
Tie these.
Think about where it has to hang on the belt.
Yeah.
What are you looking for? Cool.
Carry on, Zolga. Okay, sorry. Right, I'm just trying to think what kind of lengths you're going to want. Ideally, you want something not here,
yeah,
and then round there, and then so 2 bits.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll see what you can borrow one from you.
That's not, I mean, if we get the radius, then...
Actually, we did the standard song in there.
So what then?
Just what
to
it's
help with this.
Can I ask
I've never used it since school.
Teamwork makes the...
So we've got stuff like this, but it's not going to take a lot of pulling off. So you're going to want something that is at least that much.
thing I've got is quite big, it's not as good. It's like a torch on the back.
That's good.
That's quite a good bit of kit.
I wonder if he'll do me a trade-off for the other one.
So it went down. Tim?
Yeah, it's stunning. What? I said, I want one of those, please. Alright then. Anyway.
This way. Yeah, so we'll move them. Yeah, we'll move them to the back and then open up.
Go up and over.
God, that times I clocked my head on that.
And then we'll do that one that way. Something like that.
We can put the skin set up the skins around here.
Yeah, move those back.
And then just roll that back. Yeah, is that alright with you?
Yeah.
Makes sense? Watch your feet though, because you've got open so do shoes on. Marvellous. Earth is our mother. That means that the earth is also the plants, the mushrooms, and the animals' mother. That makes them our brothers and sisters. Eventually, yeah.
Is that a stop?
Is it?
Is it to cats?
It's a deer. Little munter. Venison for those that like the professional term, and it's very tasty too. But we won't waste this deer.
Right, the end's going to come up. Right, hit everybody. Here we go. Right. It's just because it's windy. Right, I'm going to take this off because I don't want to see. You know, I'm just going to nip to there. If you wanting to go into? Do you want to sit in the? You sit in the front. I'll take you for a spin. So you know about canoes, don't you? Don't wriggle. Yeah. Sit with your bum on the seat and your knees on one of the ribs.
We could have went in that one, Daddy.
And in terms of getting in, if I hold it, you hop in. Okay. So I'll hold
Put your feet on the ribs, not on the skin.
Yep. That's it. So that's it. Get your bum on the seat and try and get your knees on the floor if you can.
She won't. She
won't reach. That's fine. Then you'll be fine.
Ah,
Right. It's a bit wobbly, but don't worry, it won't go over.
Worst case, even if it does,
Boo.
You'll just get wet.
Boo. Did I scare you? No.
So sit still. If you want to sit on the floor, you might feel better actually.
What's that?
Right, you ready?
Yeah.
Right, now I'm going to move over to one side a bit. Don't worry, we're not going to tip over. I'm just getting in a better position to have it from.
In the picture.
Oh dear.
Oh, you've got any cameras all over you.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that was lovely.
Shot. That was a good shot.
That's the baby. Shall we give you a quick rundown?
Yeah, sure, please.
So this is a light one. So whole hand on there, finger and thumb. That goes on the hook, and you want to just push that finger and thumb forward a bit so that when it grips, it's pushing it back onto that hook.
Right.
And all we're basically doing is we're throwing and letting go.
Okay.
Don't do like a cricket throw, like an overarm thing. You want to be kind of more. You want to keep that straight, keep it as straight as we can. So you want to kind of almost push it and flick it.
Right.
Yeah. So it's kind of like that. I don't know what I actually look like. I'm probably doing a massive great throw, but I think I'm trying to do that.
Yeah. So the back end is staying the same height. Really,
if you think about, if you do that, your whole back end is going to be way.
Right.
Doing all sorts
Oh,
of
so you're trying to keep it more straight.
Yeah. And you kind of almost give it a flick.
Right.
Have a go. Just play with these. Just have a go. It's a knack, and it's. Some people find it hard, some people find it easy. And if it's.
And you said that just rests. Is that correct?
Yeah. So you've got to try and keep it pushing back onto those.
So just so I get the thing.
Yeah.
So
Don't use power. Just concentrate on kind of straightness. Again. Power comes later. It's all about just going in the right direction first. Yeah, like that.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's perfect. Thank you.
You keep going. Do the lot.
It's not as easy as it looks, is it?
No, but once you've got the knack.
The Wilderness Gathering. How are we doing, folks? It's good to be back here. Are you thinking while I'm thinking? Do you see what I see? you want me. The good side of the city, as I hitch the ride on the road.
See you in an hour.
So there you have it, my friends. That is a wrap for this video. Really do appreciate you watching, especially if you have done so all the way up until the end. I've had an amazing time here. So really exciting to see a lot of new faces, a lot of old faces, to try out different skills, to connect with a lot of good people, and overall it's been a really wonderful weekend. If you want to find out more about the Wilderness Gathering, what I'm going to do is put a link to their website on the video now, as well as pinned down below in the description. Highly recommend you go check that out, and I sincerely mean it. Well, I cannot recommend this event highly enough. As I mentioned throughout, this is a very family friendly environment. There's a lot for everyone to do, from young to old, and like I said, they have a really good variety of things going on. The organisers, Roger and co, really work hard over many years to make sure this is managed properly, it's all properly run, and yeah, it's just been a great event overall. So like I said, I will put a link below in the description, and who knows, I may see you at the next Wilderness Gathering. So once again, do appreciate you watching, and as always, I hope whatever you're doing, you have a blessed day, a blessed week ahead. From myself, Atlatl, and everyone here at Wilderness Gathering, peace out.